If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 6 of the Next Gen Bolton career mode. At the start of this episode, we do have the game against Stevenage to kick off this episode. It's, they're down in 23rd, so it should be a relatively easy game, although it is away from home. We do have Carl Lafferty, of course, going on international duty, and it's one of those that I don't know, I think I might be tempted to look to move him on in January. We gave him a go, and I just don't quite like the style of his plays. He's got okay finishing and decent heading, but he's not, he's nothing great, let's be frankly honest. I guess he's a good backup, and we can maybe get like 250k for him in January. But I think I'm going to put Delfonso on the bench just because he's slightly more versatile and, much faster with like 10 more pace. Obviously, I'm going to look to develop Zakowski throughout the next couple of months to get us to January, and hopefully he'll get to like a good 63, maybe 64, and then, he'll be pretty much ready to get into the first team. So, one thing that we have not looked at yet, and that we can look at now that we have left the transfer window, is the Youth Academy. So, if we just head over here, sort the players by rating, I think it's quite an interesting one because I could sign these players and loan them out or sell them, basically. I could make money by bringing them into the team even if I don't use them. I think the only usable one is probably this Ewan Cowan. Can play left mid or right mid. Looks pretty decent, 75 pace and pretty good dribbling as well at 70. So I think we'll definitely sign him to the team. I'm just going to quickly check. Does it actually... I don't think it affects your wage budget at all, depending on what... So we've got 7294. I'm just trying to see whether it basically costs us money to bring players into the first team or not. We'll also bring in Lee Palmer, decent goalkeeper, of course. So yeah, it doesn't affect the wage budget. So I may as well just promote all these players to the first team, and then that way, I think, and then that way we could potentially get some offers for him. To potentially sell them, because I don't like there might be the odd player here and there, but all in all, he's too young, so we can't get that guy promoted. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, if we bring him in now, and then have a look and see if we can sell them in January, there's probably a good million. I think if you sold them all together, maybe a bit more. We'll have to wait and see. I think the only one that's usable is probably Cowan, the winger. Looks quite decent actually, so I'll just move him a little bit higher up the pecking order. This Lackner guy and Palmer, the goalkeeper, I'm probably not going to use a lot of these players. Gomez at 51 rated is not exactly great either. As long as they're like relatively, 59 rated, it's the same as Zakowski, so there shouldn't be a reason why I shouldn't use the Cowan guy. We'll put in there, maybe use him in this episode at some point. We'll have to wait and see. And since we have done that, we can actually look to set up a youth scout. Now, I've not got enough money to buy a scout. As you can see, it's going to cost, about, realistically, I want like an 800,000 scout or a 2 million one, ideally. So we're going to have to go for just our one-star scout. And somebody did suggest to do Nigeria and technically gifted, which I think is a good idea, because then we could potentially look to get a JJ Okocha kind of regen. We'll go into that, do that, and hopefully we'll get some good scout reports back. I don't know if it tells you there, does it? Returning on the 1st. But I'm pretty sure we get reports between now and the 1st, because we're in October, so we get a report at the end of the month, I assume. I think in this episode we will play quite a few games. We'll play the Stevenage, Portsmouth, Cheltenham, Grimsby, and probably end it off with the Bradford game, maybe the Scunthorpe. It depends really. We might simulate a game as well. As I said, just one an episode was probably my maximum. Let's go into the first game against Stevenage. They are 23rd in the table, and hopefully it's a relatively easy game, but you never know. Here we are then for the away game against Stevenage. They are down in the relegation zone at the minute, so realistically we should be winning this game. And we do need to start picking up like a few wins in a row to get us up towards the top 7 in the table, and that's obviously the aim for this season, to get promoted. Trying to say out wide. It's a good ball to Ishmael. Has he got the finish though to get us into the lead? I don't know why I cut in that much, because I didn't need to. with his weak foot being 5-star, I could have probably just hit it on his left. Just looking for Gunhua. Can he get it to him? Yes, he can. Shot into the back of the net. And that is a really nice goal to kick off the scoreline there in the 21st minute. Arthur Gunhua with the goal. I still don't know if I'm saying his name right, to be frankly honest. I could be completely butchering it, but I assume it's right. And yeah, it's been one that, you know, I didn't kind of expect to have a player like this. I think this is a new cutscene there with the back of the stadium. Yeah, I thought the defender was going to block it, to be frankly honest, so quite lucky to get that ball into the back of the net. We are on the updated game now, so all the gameplay is pretty much similar to old gen, if that makes any sense. Door with the ball here, chance to slip in Gunhua. It's a really nice ball. Has he got the legs to get into the box, find the back of the net and make it 2-0, and that is very, very big goal, because as soon as you get to 2-0, you know, you kind of got a bit of control on the game, and hopefully we can look to you know, just get the 3 points in this game. It's been a bit of a tricky first, I think about 8 or 9 games now. Maybe even, I think we've played 11, haven't we? We've played over 10, I think. So, you know, we ideally, you know, we've still got another 30 games in the season to go, but ideally we need to start getting into form and getting up the table. Ishmael with the shot there, blocked, down to Crawford, but saved by the keeper Johnson. Chance here in the box for Stevenage. Got to be careful not to concede here. Gone across the face of goal, but a great block from the defender, but still not fully cleared. List into the striker and into the back of the net to end off the first half. And I must say the catch-up mechanic now, when the AI basically go down like by 1 or 2 goals, is much stronger than it was in old gen. You know, I can't just like basically go into a 2-0 lead and expect to win the game now. I still got to try when it's 2-0. Which makes the games really, really competitive, which is great for the career mode, and that should be just about half time here. Eventually, when we run through with Doyle, maybe get it to Gunhua. Can I even just kick off him? Nearly kicked off them. Chance here out wide for Politic from the start of the second half. Ideally, I want, if we're going to play 2 striker, I need, you know, Gunhua is okay for the time being, but I want somebody who's fast and nippy. And then a big target man next to him, you know, like a Peter Crouch and a Jermaine Defoe kind of combo. But Doyle with the ball here in the box. He does have the 3 or 4 star skills now. Gunhua with the shot, but miles wide. Chance here through the middle with the shot, and that is a ridiculous shot to make it 2-2 in the 60th minute mark, and they are level now. And I did just make a couple of substitutions, but I think I might need to consider, I don't know, I do need to go more attacking, to be fair. Probably take Doyle off and put Gunhua back on. It's not like I don't have anything on the bench that I can bring on to get a goal. That's what I probably need to look to do in January, because at the minute it's kind of the same kind of replacement. It's just making the players fresher. There's no, I don't know, there's no real impact subs. As you can see, don't know where. Yeah, just a lot of space for that left mid, and a great first time shot from Aitchinson to make it 2-2. Chance here through the middle. And it is 3-2 to Stevenage, and after being 2-0 up, we have gone 3-2 down. A goal for Carter there to make it Stevenage leading this game. And I don't know, honestly, the passing, like that pass there, really smooth, and it's just really, really difficult on the difficulty that we are playing, of course, but that's the challenge I want, and yeah, we're going to have to rise to it. Ball out to Aitchinson. Into the middle, defender's literally, oh, and then I've given away a penalty. Like, this game's just gone from bad to worse. Like, I wanted to just cut across there with Delaney to get the tackle in, but it's taken out the man after Jaskalainen making a good save. And yeah, it's probably going to be 4-2 with 15 minutes to go, and that's pretty much the game over. Oh, he's hit the post. Wow. Maybe it's not over yet. Ball down here to Isgrove. He has got the pace. Literally one of our last attacks of the games potentially, so we do need to create a good chance here. It's out to Politic. Can he get the shot off? Yes, he can. Into the back of the net, and we do make it 3-3 with 7 minutes to go. And yeah, he's definitely, I'd say I want to say he's probably the best player that we have at the club. You know, he's scored some very important goals to get us points so far, and as he is only 20, I assume he's going to grow by a lot of ratings, hopefully. But yeah, nice bit of movement from the two strikers just to push the defenders out the way, and Politics runs into the space to get the goal. Then we go full time against Stevenage. It is another 3-3 draw. It seems to be the scoreline of this career mode. I think we've had about, I want to say 3 or 4 of them so far, and yeah, it was a very, like, we got into a good comfortable position. Then I think that goal at the stroke of half time really did change the course of the game, but we did manage to just about nick a point at the end. Yeah, I quite like it. You know, I've never not been promoted in the first season, and I feel like I've not been confident in this season. Whereas in like the Derby career modes, for example, I've always been confident that I will get promotion. So yeah, I guess it makes it much more interesting. One thing I do want to do is, where is he? Delaney. I need to get his passing up because it's honestly atrocious. I don't even know what's his passing, because 42, and you can really tell, like, some of the passes he does are abysmal. So I think I'm going to put him onto a ball-playing defender and just hope that they go up, I think. Yeah, because honestly, it's painful. Like, 36 vision. So many passes just go astray. But we have also converted Maskell, the backup left-back, to left-back, basically, from left wing-back. And, yeah, it's one of those where you kind of have to keep on top of the development plans. Like, they will change. As you can see now, we could probably move him to a ball-playing defender, which will get him there to a 64 rated a little bit quicker. Next game is against Portsmouth. Then we have had a bit of a development here to Sessuan Campbell. I'll be moving him to a right back because that's where he's playing, and hopefully it'll give him a much bigger boost. We will go to it'll be interesting to see how easy would it be to move him back to a CDM. 4 weeks, so it's not actually too bad. So that's quite decent. You know, something I might consider doing in the future, because generally you get quite a few good fullbacks, but not many. You know, midfield-wise, it's a much harder position to develop. The only thing about fullbacks that I would quite like to see is a way of upgrading their skill moves, because you can't do it, basically. I kind of wish I maybe got him to 3-star as a CDM and then moved him to right back, but nevertheless we'll do it this way anyway. So into the next game then, against Portsmouth. It is a League One team, and yeah, we didn't do great against, was it Ep6 we played? I can't remember who we played in the Carabao Cup. So yeah, it should be a relatively tough game. We have had a bit of growth to Politic, going to a 66, which is good to see. I think either Delaney or Santos grew. I can't remember who though, to be honest, and maybe Buchanan to a 64, so it's good to see players are growing. Unfortunately, this competition only has that many subs, which is interesting to see. So I think we'll take Delafinesu off. We had a bit of a downgrade here to Lafferty. Yeah, I might look to add some of these players to the transfer list, the ones that we aren't using, or the loan list. Probably the transfer list, because there's never really going to be a point where I'm like, oh, shall we try this guy? I do kind of want to, because it is a cup game, I kind of do want to maybe try Zakowski from the start, just to see how that combination works. And maybe putting Darcy in the midfield, just because we have the game in like 2 or 3 days time, so I don't want this team to be completely tired. So, you know, a few core players wouldn't be amiss, but I think I'll leave it there for the time being. Here we're done for the Papa John's Trophy. This should be a tasty trophy, if any. I must say, a Portsmouth career mode is actually quite decent because they have a scan stadium. You know, it's kind of frustrating that a lot of teams in the EFL don't have a stadium. You know, such as Bolton, which is a massive stadium. Maybe I think Sunderland have one. I was considering doing like a Sunderland career mode, but I thought I'd just do the full hog and go for the League 2 team to the Premier League. So yeah, they've got a few decent players in this team. They've got Michael Jacobs, former Derby player, on the left hand side. Marcus Harness, former Burton player. John Marquis and Stanley up top, very good. Close and Morris in midfield, really solid. It's a pretty good Portsmouth team. We'll probably lose this game, to be honest, but I thought I'd just put out a strong team anyway and see how we do. Obviously, it's basically like the Champions League, but for League 1 and League 2. And yeah, I don't think the fans are that bothered about it in real life. It is like a Carabao Cup kind of reputation. But a trophy's a trophy, so at the end of the day, if we could win it, that'd be great. Chance here through for Marquis. Got to be careful, he's quite strong. holds up the ball nicely across to Stanley with the shot and into the back of the net, and we're not even 10 minutes in, and they've absolutely dominated us so far with the early goal. And yeah, as you can see, like, I don't know where. Yeah, Sassuan Kama just isn't in the right place there. I don't know what his defensive awareness is, but he just wasn't in the right place there at all. He does have, see, it's 59 defensive awareness, but even then, you know, the other right wing back isn't exactly much better. So it's just what you have to deal with. You know, that's probably why we're finding it so difficult, is because when I play on these sliders with, you know, like teams that are in the Premier League or the top division, they've got like 80 defensive awareness, so they know where to stand. Whereas when we're doing it on this, obviously the computer know where to go because of the sliders, but our defenders just don't have a chance to keep up with them because of the lack of defensive awareness. Out to Ishmael. He had a good debut, Ishmael, but since then, I don't know if it's because I'm playing him on the left and maybe it's not quite where he should be playing, but through for Zakowski, and we do level up the game to make it 1-1. It's a first time shot, and I don't know, it might be worth just not playing Doyle and those like 5 ratings between the two players. You know, in the long term it should pay off, because obviously Zakowski will get higher than a 66. So it might be a case of starting him with that kind of finish. You know, it's a really good finish from the young Pole, and gets us back level. Now that we have got a bit of a foothold in the game, there's a chance for us to get into the lead. Ball out here to Ismail. Can he get a shot off though? Yes, he can, with his left foot off the crossbar. Could have really done with hitting the target there and testing the keeper, or even getting a goal, but Politic runs into the box here, across the face of goal into Genhua, and into the back of the net. We do make it 2-1, and against a very good Portsmouth team, that's a very, very big goal for the big man Genhua. It's a bit of a shame that he is like 28, because he's not going to grow in stats, but I think for a season and a half, you know, he should be a good striker for us. Obviously, a good bit of play from Politic, ball across the face, and it was actually a Rabona. I don't know why, but I always press the left trigger, and he's Rabona the goalkeeper there to make it 2-1. And yeah, as I said, it would be nice to win the Papa John's trophy, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. You know, I think you get a bit of prize money for that, so that will obviously help us. But we do have Crawley, I think, as the other team, which I think we either beat or we got massively beaten by. And it's probably massively beaten by, so might be a bit of a tougher game in the next one, but you never know. Ball into Gunhua, now into Zakowski, back to the big man. Can he drive it forwards into the box? There's a bit of space here. Unfortunately, he's left footed, so I'm going to have to cut back with the finesse now, straight at the keeper. And you know, ideally I want him to be scoring those kind of chances, but you know, technically he's not phenomenal. He did well to get into the area, but could have maybe played it across to somebody, but it's gone to the middle to Sessuan Cambo and over the bar. There's off time then against Portsmouth. We are currently winning 2-1, which I'm quite surprised at, to be honest. I thought, you know, first 15 minutes Portsmouth were ridiculous, but since we've scored, it's definitely kind of shut them up a little bit. And I don't know if they're playing a bit of a weaker team just because it is the Papa John Cup trophy, whatever it is. Chance here through the middle. I do need to stop committing my defenders, because that's what's causing these defensive issues. It has been pulled across there. Great interception from Santos. I thought that was going to be a guaranteed goal, but still a chance from the corner. They have just made a substitution, bringing on Tom Naylor, the former Derby player, actually. Oh, that's a good... Oh, like, the second that ball was landing for him, I just knew that was going to go into the back of the net, and I think it is Ben Close. Very good midfielder. And, yeah, you know, when we do get to League One, I might consider looking at some good League One players. You know, we signed Jaskalainen from Crewe. I think somebody did suggest, I've added the players to the shortlist, but I think someone did suggest some from Crewe. But ideally I don't want to sign, you know, we've mainly signed realistic signings. It's gone through Buchanan's legs, which is really unfortunate, but yeah, ideally I don't want to be signing players from divisions above us unless they're like players that don't play. Obviously Ismail from Bradford was quite realistic, Lafferty on a free was realistic, Jaskalainen realistically wouldn't drop down a division when he's starting for Crewe, but I thought for the sake of the career mode we'd sign him anyway. And yeah, I think all in all, you know, trying to keep it as realistic as possible is always the aim. And now that they have scored, they've definitely kind of switched on a little bit, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the next 30 minutes goes. I think Portsmouth have just held the ball, like not even let us have possession for about 25 minutes game time, and that's the first time I've touched the ball since about the 55th minute. And I kind of need to preserve the ball if we are going to get anything from this game, because the likelihood of us touching it again is very, very low. Crawford out to Ismail. Has got a nice bit of skill on him now. Can he cross it into the middle? Onto Zakowski's head, over the bar by the keeper. And that's a good chance for us. And I've just made a couple of substitutions with 10 minutes to go. Have we got a chance of nicking a point against Portsmouth? Doyle with the ball here. Chance out wide for Politic. Does get there. Can I get it fired across the face of goal into the striker Zakowski and into the back of the net with a great last minute winner. The young Pole with the 2 goals in this game has won it against Portsmouth, and I do love this on foot, champs, is incredibly triggering, but it's actually quite decent for career mode, I guess, last minute winners. But yeah, we have got the goal in the cup game to make it 3-2, and the 3 points against Portsmouth is phenomenal, because I don't know if you play them home and away or you just play them once, but we'll have to wait and see. But that is it's a ridiculous left-footed volley. I think he's only got 3-star weak foot. Let me have a look, because he's got 4-star weak foot, so that's actually quite decent. So yeah, I think we're going to have to start him a lot more now. As I said, the 7 ratings difference between him and Doyle, they're quite similar in stature and style. But he's got 3 goals for us now. One from the bench and 2 from starting. That's much better than what Doyle has been doing so far. So if we can hold off for these 3 minutes of added time, would be very good to see us get the 3 points. Then we go full time against Portsmouth. We do win 3-2 away from home. A really big victory against the League One team, and it's kind of a good sign. It's kind of good to see that Zakowski has been a good signing. We only paid I think $500,000 for him. And he's definitely starting to pay that money back. And with the development here to Ismail, going to a 66 with 5-star skills now. So what we can do is basically look to make him a inverted winger. Now that we have got his dribbling, his skills up to 5-star, he probably won't get to 67 rated. But the point of doing this is to get his finishing, attacking positioning, and sprint speed up. Another thing that I do like about Zakowski over Doyle is the height. You've got those extra couple of inches. You've got much more pace. You've got 11 more pace. I know the shooting is much lower, but from that last game, I couldn't really tell. I don't know if he's got really good. He's got like 59 finish. I don't know if it might be his long shots, because he's only got 43 long shots. That's why his shot shooting stat is so low. But in terms of those goals in the last game, I really can't complain. We did get we got the 3 points because of him. One thing I do want to check is whether we do play Portsmouth again, or it's just a one-time. I think it's just a one-time, isn't it? You just play the team once in the group, and then whoever's top goes through, I assume. I'm not too sure how the structure of it works, but if we do look at the EFL trophy, at the Papa John's trophy, we're currently leading. Portsmouth did win their game against Crawley, so I think as long as we get a point, or maybe we need 3, I'm not too sure actually. I assume Portsmouth have played, so we only need a point now because Portsmouth have played both of their games. So all we need is a point at home against Crawley, and we go through to the next round. So it's Plymouth, Fleetwood, Northampton, Tranmere, Stevenage, Doncaster, Peterborough. There's some pretty big teams. Peterborough have got really good strikers, so I don't really want to be playing against them. I don't know how Peterborough do it as well. Literally every season they have like a really good striker. But yeah, as you can see, Arthur Gunhua is the top goal scorer in the league with 7 goals after, how many games have we played now? 12? Yeah, 14 points, 12 games. We're still ideally I want us to be, in the top 10 by the end of this episode. We can potentially do that if we do win the next game. Go up to like 17 points, and hopefully a few teams drop points. And there is, 31 points for Bradford, and we're only on 14, so we literally need to double our points to catch up the leaders. Slightly concerning, but we'll have to wait and see how the season does go. They're playing in quite a nice blue kit, Cheltenham. I think they usually play in red, don't they? Or white. Yeah, red and white, so I'll go for that blue kit, which looks quite decent. And yeah, I think I'll just keep Zakowski up front. I think he did a really good job against Portsmouth, and there's not really a need to take him out. Here we are then for the game against Cheltenham Town. It should be, well, realistically, I want us to win this game. They are playing a 5-3-2 with May and Williams up top. Hussey and Long as wing backs. Bentosa, pretty good defender. Yeah, Bentosa's about the only one I know, and Flinders in goal, actually. Flinders is somebody that I do know about. But yeah, all in all, it would be interesting to see how we do against Cheltenham with their 5-3-2. Hopefully our 4-4-2 comes out on top. Chance here through the middle. Oh, that's a good save from Jääskeläinen. Really big save from the goalkeeper to keep that out. Oh, there's an injury in the box, number 22. Politic. Oh dear. Please, game. Don't pause it. Get up, Politic. Get up. He's in the way of this attack. I'm just hoping that this injury isn't serious, because if that is the case, I don't know if I should take him off or not, or do I let him run it off? It's one of those. I have put Cowan on the bench as well. Obviously, I'd probably go Isgrove because he's much higher rated, but I'm hoping our best player isn't injured, because then I'll be in a bit of trouble. It is only a plaster, so that's my little hope that it's not too bad. Unfortunately, my Oghetto literally just crashed for this goal, so let me just quickly go back through it. Literally never happened before, but I'm on a bit of a new setup, so I'm not too sure why that happened. But yeah, nice bit of passing movement. We did commit with, I think it's Buchanan there, and I don't know what Buchanan's doing there, to be honest. Yeah, he cuts across, goes into centre-back. I think it's because I came out with the defender. And then they put the ball across to number 14, who puts it into the back of the net to make it 1-0. Do apologise about that, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, because you know, it just kind of ruins the moment. But Zakowski in the box here, over the bar, unfortunately. We do need to get a goal if we're going to get back into this game, so ideally we need to score pretty soon. It's into Gunhua now. Can he get the shot on target? Yes, he can, and into the back of the net. We do make it 1-0 in the 60th minute mark. A really big goal, and ideally we do need to win, you know, a few games in a row now, if we are going to climb the table. And, you know, ideally Cheltenham at home is a result that we need to get. Ismail with the chance to run at the defence here. Could get Zakowski slipped in. I've just subbed him off for Doyle, but can he get a goal? Yes, he can, into the back of the net. He does make it 2-1. Very, very nice goal for the striker, and I'm almost tempted to keep him on, although he is a bit low on fitness at 59. I did just bring on Jones at right back. I don't know if I want to do that now that we have gone into the lead with about 20 minutes to go. It's one of those where you don't want to, you know, kind of mess up things. What I'll probably do is go 4-4-2 holding, knock Crawford up a little bit, and go for that, I think. Yeah, I think Zakowski's been a really good sign. You know, it was kind of one that I did on deadline day for the sake of it, and yeah, I think it's paid off quite well. Hopefully he can get up a few stats between now and January, you know, just to get him just as good as Doyle. But I think, you know, that kind of finish, I don't think Doyle scores those kind of chances, but yeah, Zakowski does make it 2-1 and does get a second goal. I have just taken him off for Doyle, just to rest him up for the next game, hopefully. Yeah, if we can somehow hold on to this 1-goal lead with 15 minutes to go, then great. Chance here for Ismail down the wing. If we could get a 2-goal advantage, then it just takes a lot of weight off my shoulders. Into Doyle, into the back of the net, and that is a lovely goal to make it 3-1, and we can look to rest up another player. And yeah, it might be Arthur Gunhua, to be honest. I'm not too sure who else we could. Yeah, we might as well take Gunhua off, and maybe not. How did I do 3 subs? Oh yeah. I just completely forget what I do on this game. But yeah, Doyle does get the goal off the bench. That's what you can do, you know, you can just score goals from 6 yards out. But other than that, he doesn't really have much to him. But as long as you get a goal scoring opportunity, he will score it. Good ball from Ismail on his weaker foot. And yeah, now we've got that 2-goal advantage with 10 minutes to go. I'm very confident we'll get the 3 points. Last attack of the game here. Good save from Jääskeläinen. Can he get the rebound? Goes inside netting, and that should be full time against Cheltenham. And we do get the 3 points, which are very, very valuable, of course, and hopefully push us up into the top 10. We'll have to wait and see. A couple of goals for Zakowski again. And yeah, like even though he's 59 rated, you know, he feels in game just as good as Doyle. Obviously, that pace does help, and yeah, it's good to see we got the win and secured the 3 points. We do have the injury to 3 months for a broken toe. Is that realistic? I don't know if I should have. The thing is, I didn't sub him off until about the 60th minute. And I don't, you know, if it's going to be more than a month, the game should force you to get the injury off. But usually when it's just a plaster, they should be okay. But yeah, that's literally our best player injured. The only silverish lining is that Cowan will get some chances now to play. You know, Isgrove will go into the first team, and it's just a big blow, because in terms of the development of that player, you know, he is 66 rated at the minute, but those 3 months is like 2 or 3 ratings. So if we look at 3 months into the future, we're in October at the minute, so there's 1, 2, so you know, it'll be like a new January signing by the time he's back fit. So yeah, there's a lot of games between now and then. You know, we've got 6 games there, another 5 there, and another 4 here, so there's a good, you know, 16 games that he's going to miss, and potentially more. We'll have to wait and see how his recovery does go, but yeah, as you can see, we're up to 12th in the table after that last win. 17 points, now only 5 points off the playoffs, so, you know, we're slowly turning it around. Our early season wobble, when we had the 5 at the back, just didn't really work for us, and now that we are playing 4 at the back, yeah, we're in a much better position. And obviously, I guess the goals that Zakowski are bringing into the club, hopefully the loss of Politic isn't too much. It will be a big loss because he's a quality player, but I guess it gives Isgrove the chance to start and Cohen to come off the bench. Bit of growth to Jeskalainen, and then he does go to a 66 rated goalkeeper. As he is only 6 foot tall, it is a bit of an issue at times with some of the shots. You know, I think a taller goalkeeper might save them. I'm almost tempted to simulate this game against Grimsby. I don't know. Why I keep pressing the wrong button. I'm just trying to think if we simulate either this game. I think I want to play the Bradford game because they're top of the league. But then again, Grimsby are just above us in the table. It's one of those where you got to time the simulated games quite well, where it doesn't affect you too much. And as you can see, you know, ideally we need to keep up this form, and I think playing the game is probably the best thing to do. So let's go into the game against Grimsby. I will put, I don't know, will our away kit help? It's a bit of a kit clash. We do have a blue kit. See, it's a bit of a kit clash, isn't it? I don't know what I can do here. I guess I can always go into the game, and if it just looks too painful to look at, I'll just simulate the game. That's my get out of jail free card. But yeah, Lafferty seems to be in good form on international duty, but I just don't really like using him in game. Here we are then for the night game against Grimsby Town, a very old football team, and I think the kit's okay. I think it's borderline. It's very, very close to being a kit clash. I think just because they've got quite a big black area on the back, should be okay, but we'll have to wait and see. Probably should have a look at the Grimsby lineup for today's game. They are playing a 4-2-3-1. Jamie Hansen up top. I think it's it's James Hansen. Sorry, the big old striker. He's a big target man. Sean Scannell on the left hand side. But other than that, I think Rose is decent in the midfield, their captain. But yeah, as always, I know about 2 of the players, but other than that, not too much. But we have got the chance here early on with Ismail. Can he fire it across the face into... Yes, we can. Why was that not going into the back of the net? I do not know. And we do get the early goal with Genhua. And yeah, I don't quite understand how he managed to hit the post with the first one. But yeah, we've managed to go into the lead in the first 5 minutes. Very good start. Ismail with another one of those balls across the face of goal on his weaker foot. And yeah, it's good to see we got into the lead in the first 5 minutes. Corner for Grimsby then, 25th minute of the match. Goes into the box with the header into the back of the net, and that is a very good header from the number 25 to get them back all square. Pollock with the goal. No, that's not Pollock. No, I don't think it's that one. Yeah, I must say, like, the away games are much tougher, obviously, so I don't mind just getting a point since Grimsby are just above us in the table. But, you know, ideally, I want us to be in the playoffs by the time we get to, you know, December, and then ideally in December we can get a few points. But a good ball through for Zakowski, but not exactly the best finish. Ball out here to Seswan Cambo. Put it across with the shot, and there we go. There's the lead with number 32 Zakowski. I'm almost tempted to rest him because we don't have much of a gap. Bring on Doyle, I think, just to make sure, you know, he's ready for that Bradford game, because obviously that's quite a big game, the next one. Ball out here to Ismail, good timed. Can he get the pace and get into the middle? Now across the face of goal to Isgrove, and that's why I'm subbing him off. Because why has he not scored? How? I might just play Cohen, I'm not going to lie. I have just subbed him on for Isgrove, and how's he missing that? Like, come on. He did a really bad pass as well about 5 minutes before that, and he's got the pace, Isgrove, but other than that, not much. Chance it through the middle for Doyle. Has he got the pace? He's not the most rapid of players. Going to have to pull it back here to Gunhur with the shot into the back of the net, and that just makes the last 5 minutes of this game much less stress for me. And yeah, we should have the 3 points against Grimsby, and we will be moving higher in the table. Hopefully top 10 to finish off the episode, and it's good to see we're heading in the right direction basically to get into those playoff spots. Obviously, I'm hoping, you know, we could potentially get some players sold, and then we can reinvest in January and make our team even better going into the playoffs. So yeah, it's obviously a slow burner, this career mode, because of it being in League 2. You have to be quite patient. You know, I don't think we'll get an 80 rated player until season 3, but we'll have to wait and see. Shot here from the Grimsby defender, and that's exactly Grimsby attacker, and that's exactly why we need the 2-goal cushion going into the last 5 minutes, because they will just score. And yeah, fortunately we've got the extra goal, and should be about full time any second now. And there we go, full time against Grimsby. 3-2 victory away from home, and I'm quite enjoying it. I'm not going to lie, the competitive edge that this career mode does have is very, very, very good. And I don't know how, was that on the highlights? That is Grove miss. I don't know how he's missed this. It's on an absolute plate, and he's hit the side netting. And it's just like, really? Oh, that stressed me a little bit. But yeah, Arthur Gunhur with another great performance. Zakowski with a goal as well. And yeah, I think those two up front doing quite well. They're actually the same height. Lafferty a little bit annoyed that he didn't play the last game. I don't know if can I actually transfer list him? There's a few players that I might look to transfer list, to be honest, because they're just not really doing much, and obviously the extra money would be nice. We can loan list. Oh, I don't think we could. Yeah. How much money is he on wage wise? Because he's not great. Yeah, he's on like 4.3. The problem is we've got him until the end of the season, and it might just be a loan. I think that's the only thing I can really do with him. Which is a little bit frustrating, but I guess it's only till the end of the season. I might be tempted to list Nathan Delfonso, because there's like $500,000. And one thing I do need to look at going into January is the contract situation of a few players. You know, Jones I think will renew. Gunhua definitely. You know, so we've got to be careful to basically renew some of these players. I think we'll go into Gunhua now, to be honest. I may as well extend him and get him just an extra year on his contract. Obviously, he's not going to grow in stats, but I think a player that we do potentially need for next season anyway. Hopefully, he doesn't want more wages, basically. That's the only thing, you know. If he wants like 5 or 6k a week, then we might be in a bit of trouble. I'll give him a 200 quid bonus. I honestly don't know what the signing on bonus should be for these players, but I'll go for that, and hopefully that doesn't annoy him. See if they will accept that. And there we go. I honestly don't know if that's too much of a sign on bonus, but I think it was a kind of a no-brainer. I think we'll also extend maybe Jones and Maskell, Graham. Jilks I'll probably just let go. Don't know if we could translist them, to be honest. You know, we could always get rid of those 100k there. But yeah, there's a few players like Hickman I probably won't bother with. Tut will just transfer list. Miller we've already translisted. Same with Baptiste. Kios, don't know. He's a loan. Can I? Oh, we have to pay to end the loan anyway. So there's another player going. Same with White. So yeah, as I said, we're just trying to generate some money for January, and yeah, there's not the most amount of things that we can do, to be honest. So we have added a few players from your guys' suggestions. So we got Oscar Arribas here. Looks quite good, versatile. You know, can play it out wide or down the middle. So we'll get the scout report on him. Craig Dawson, obviously a former Bolton player. We'll have a look and see. You know, maybe in like season 2 or 3, probably 3, whether we can sign him or not. We do have Karimoko Dembele, not too sure how much he costs, and yeah, I think we'll have a look and see what his rating is and all that stuff. Yeah, I think all in all, I'm not 100% sure what we need in January. It's one of those where we have to basically, you know, get something cheap in, which will hopefully grow. And obviously on this career mode, as we are growing players, we might get some offers, you know, from leagues above us. And if we ever get an offer from a League 1 or League 2, a League 1 or a Championship team for one of our players, I'll basically be a little more lenient and not ask for too much money, because realistically, if an offer came in from a division above, you know, the player would be sold. So yeah, that's one thing we'll have to consider on this career mode, and it will mean that we might, you know, lose some of our best players. But one of them that I kind of want to get rid of is Lafferty. I don't know if I could do a swap deal. I don't know if that's doable. Let me try. He's like a youngish player that, you know, like 200k is enough to get him. Just to end off this episode, just trying to see, can we get Bobby Duncan yet? I don't think we can. We'll go for Whittaker. See if I can buy him with Lafferty in there. I just want to know if he's like, yeah, so he... Ooh. So this is the only way I think we're going to get some financial gain from Lafferty. If I do something like that, and hope Derby are interested in Carl Lafferty. I'll go for that because that matches the value. I could probably added a sell-on clause as well. But yeah, we're going to have to find somebody that are interested in Carl Lafferty, which might be a bit of a challenge, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm just going to have to end the negotiations here. But yeah, basically, I need somebody that costs around 200,000. I don't know if one of these Norwegian fellas that was suggested might be the answer. No, they're about 700,000. So yeah, we need... I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone realistically. It might have to be Lafferty plus a bit of money. So it might be a case of just waiting until we get some offers for some of our players to basically get them sold. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. A big injury to Politic, so he's going to be out until January now, which is, you know, for a broken toe. The thing is, like, a broken toe, you could play on it realistically, you know, with a few painkillers. So a little bit frustrating that it is just a broken toe, but yeah, nevertheless, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do leave a like, rate, and if you did, and see you soon. Bye.